one.
All right, so we're going to show you guys some exercises you can do to help with just general shoulder health. I know we can tend to get a lot of aches and pains, like especially rotator cuff or just the muscles that surround our shoulder joint. So we'll go over a couple different options here. So the first one we'll do is an isometric exercise that's going to work on external rotation. So what external rotation? We have internal rotation, which is kind of like in this position. We have external rotation, which is the opposite position. When we go out and assess a lot of our employees, what we see is a lot of guys are kind of stuck in this internal rotation position. So let's work on that opposite range to increase some of our ability to move our shoulder comfortably. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay down on the floor. You can also do this laying or sitting up against a wall as well, but I usually get better contraction and better body awareness laying down. So what you're going to do is you're going to kind of contract your core by pushing kind of out. If you put your hands here, you can kind of push in, or I can create pressure pushing out, which is kind of what we want to do. We want to be able to create that pressure while still being able to breathe and talk, right? So what we're going to do is just going to bring our hands overhead, keeping this engaged. As you're moving around these positions, don't let your spine move up and down. Once it's engaged, keep it right there. You're going to slide your hands down. So keep your wrists and hands against the floor. You're just going to slide until you feel like you can't go any further. If you go any further, basically your wrist would pop up like this. So you don't want to get to that point. Get to where you can still keep your wrists flat on the floor, keep your core engaged. All I want you to do is push your hands into the floor, kind of your wrist, pushing it down into the floor. Let's count that out for 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slide back up, kind of relax your shoulders, and then do it again. Slide back down. Again, don't let your wrist pop up. Push them into the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. As you're pushing into the floor, you might feel everything kind of shaking. That's actually a good thing. It means your nervous system is working hard, and that's what's going to help make improvements in that range of motion. When you really feel like you're taxing your nervous system in an isometric movement. All right, so next what we'll do is we'll come back up. Now we'll just do isometric movement. So you don't need weights to get strength in isometric, or just strength in general. It's all about how hard you activate your nervous system. So let's go through this. So you're going to put your hands kind of at your ribs, and I want you to imagine that you're pressing a really heavy weight. So I'm isometrically clenching my muscles, core is tight, and I'm going to press out with tension. When I get here, I'm going to lift straight up, again with tension. And when I get here, I'm going to pull my elbows down toward my ribs. Repeat. Back to here, press that imaginary weight away, lift that imaginary weight up, and then pull that imaginary weight back down to our ribs. And do this for reps. You can do 10 reps. Now I can increase the intensity or take the intensity off. I can decrease the intensity, less total tension in my muscles, come out, up, pull down, or I can make it super hard by really tensing everything up and really getting my muscles to activate through the full range of motion. The more you activate those muscles, the more input you're giving them, the better the blood flow, the better improvement in movement you'll get over time. And then the last exercise I'm going to go over real quick is for shoulder stability. So what we're going to do for this, we're going to get down in a push-up position, bring our feet a little bit wide to give us a little stability. And I want you to, again, push out to your core, squeeze your butt. So nothing is going to move when I lift my hand and tap my shoulder. Nice and controlled, side to side. As you can see right now, I have my shoulder blades pulled apart. 10 taps here. And then I want you to pull your shoulder blades together and push your elbows towards your hips. Same thing. 10 taps with shoulder retraction. Once you get those, come back up. You'll feel like your core and your shoulders were working there. And that's just working on the stability aspect. If you need other specific exercises, like if your shoulders are hurting, or if you're really limited on getting your arms overhead, reach out to us. We can give you some additional stuff to work on. Thanks.